What's up, guys? This is Carlos with Twins Reef, and it's finally time to upgrade the equipment on my Red Sea Reefer 300 G2. And why not start with one of the problems I was having, and that is flow. For you guys that didn't know, flow plays a big role in your aquarium when it comes to the health of your corals and the health of algae. If you want to get rid of cyanobacteria, dinoplanktons, all that sort of issues, having sufficient flow is always better. I was first thinking of getting the MP10s, but fortunately the thickness of the glass of my Red Sea Reefer is too thick, so that I had no other choice but to get the MP40s. And I also thought about the future. If I ever want to upgrade, I could always use the MP40s, and they are going to do a great job. And now let's check out the arms that I got. They are the RMS Ecotech arms. One reason why I got these were because they're already set at, I think they have the light will be about 8 to 9 inches above the water, and BRS did an investigation regarding the light output for the radions, and they said 8 to 9 inches was fine. So that's why I bought them. Just be extra careful because you do not want to cut yourself, because that, unfortunately, that's what happened to me. Also, there was no instructions. Anyhow, as you guys see, I got the Radion XR15 Pro G6. I didn't go with the blues because I don't like all blue in my tank. I kind of like a white setting on my aquarium. Now let's move on to the tank itself. Alright guys, so it's been about a week that we installed the Radion XR15 Pro G6 as well as the MP40, and I'm not upset, neither am I like super excited or happy about the upgrade. And I'm gonna be straightforward with you guys from the beginning. You don't need all this fancy high-end equipment to have a successful reef tank. You can have other type of lights that are gonna do the same, or if not close to the same as these Radions. Lights that I'm talking about are like the Aqua Illuminations, the Kessels. We have the Chinese black box, the Nikru lights. All those type of lights are gonna be fine, as well as other power heads like the Aqua Illuminations, the Max Specs, the Ice Caps, the Red Seas, as well as the J-Bow pumps. And I'm pretty sure there's other type of pumps that are going to do the same thing. One reason I got these Ecotech products because I wanted to see how the hype was going to be, what was all this hype about regarding the Ecotech products. And you know, I don't see all that anything special or that will make it different from other products. The only thing that I'll say about the lights is the LED sheet. It's more of a sheet, where on the other lights is like a poke. So the other lights, they tend to have all the light focus, or the par focus in the center, and you'll get less par on the sides, where on these Radions the par is more distributed throughout the whole tank, depending on how much light coverage each Radion, either the 15 or the 30s, are going to do about it. I mean, the lights themselves, the mounts, they look high-end, they feel high-end. The wave maker, guys, MP40, it's a nice wave maker. I think it's just too powerful for my tank, but right now I'm running it at 50%. I had it set at 40 at pulse mode, and I recently just increased the intensity to 50% for my lights. I started with 40% on the AB Plus template, and now it's at 50%. And I'm probably not gonna move it after this increase until I get a par meter to check the par, because I do not want to bleach any type of lights, any type of corals, or want corals you know, to die because they got cooked because the par was too much. As you guys know, this, I'm trying to have a mixed reef tank, and the LPS and softies require less of par than SPS coral. Same thing with the flow. If this was a strictly dominated SPS tank, my light intensity would have probably been at 60 to 80%, where my flow would have probably been anywhere from 60 to 70%. But again, it's a mixed reef tank, and you know, with mixed reef tanks, it's a little bit more of a challenge. Especially, it all depends how your aquascape, your rockscape is at. I did buy two MP40s, so I'm not so sure if I am going to install the other one or sell it and buy something else. One thing I did after I installed these lights, I ordered the 3D Reef or Reefing 3D Reef shades, because of this type of light. I think just LEDs in general, they tend to bleed out outside the tank, and if you're sitting like on my couches that they're really short, the light tends to like blind you, like it hurts your eye or it bothers you. So these shades, guys, these things are super nice. They're freaking high quality. I really recommend them, 3D Reef. I've used their shades before on my AI primes, on my Hydra lights as well, and it has always, you know, they've always done the job. So I saw other companies, but since I bought from 3D Reef before, I already know what they could do, and I like the quality of it. It looks super nice. I think even with the shades on, it looks better than how the light itself looked at first before it. So I don't even know why Ecotech doesn't do something like that, because I've seen a video on Worldwide Corals where somebody had also mentioned, you know, how the light will blind them, and they had a guy from Ecotech, and he didn't even mention anything about the shades or adding shades. He was just talking about adding some whites or lowering the intensity. But yeah, that was it. The arms, they're pretty nice. I already said, I think they'll make the lights be like 8 inches or 9 inches above the water. So that's like what BRS recommended, what they did, the whole investigation thing with these lights. So I'm happy with it, but not like super happy or excited about them. I spoke to Benny, shout out to Filipino Reefer, and I was telling him, before I bought these Ecotech products, I was thinking of just getting two Aqua Illumination 32 Hydras with one of their Nero or the Orbit, and with the Nero 5. So I was gonna have that gyro effect here on the top for the SPS and to move the water on the top, and then the Nero here to push the flow back. But I've always wanted to see what this whole hype was about. I got everything on sale, even though the sale wasn't that much because of inflation. You already know, inflation went up even probably 20% on certain products. So these things were like discounted for like anywhere from 15 to 20%. So basically I got them at their full price. Like they're 2 years ago, the full price of them 2 years ago. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, at first I felt kind of like disappointed when I bought the lights. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the previous clips, like just the voice, like how I felt. But now, like, I could see these lights are pretty strong. They're really powerful. Just that the Aqua Illumination seemed to be like more intense, more strong. One, because I was basically almost running them anywhere from 80 to 100%. And their focus was more on the top and the center, so the center always looked like more of that intensity, wherein this one, it just covers the whole tank. In person, man, it looks nice. Again, do whatever you can, whatever your budget allows you. If you're gonna set up a tank again or upgrade, or you're thinking of setting up a reef tank, do what your budget allows you. If you can't, if you want to start with cheaper lights, go ahead. But if you already know you're gonna have to upgrade in the future, and if you have those funds available to get higher end lights, go ahead. I would recommend Ecotech, Aqua Illumination, Kessel's. Even the Orific lights, those are wonderful lights. I've seen them in person. They do a heck of a job. I have a local reefer who has a SPS dominated tank with Orific lights, and they're beautiful. They do not have shades and don't even bleed out like that. I was amazed about those lights. Those are good lights, which I thought about buying them, but they're just pricey. And then in the future, if I ever want to upgrade tanks, those are bar style lights. So like these, let's say if I get a 4-foot tank, I just buy one more Radeon, and on those basically it's gonna look funny because I'm probably gonna just have to lift up the bars. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the equipment, to the upgrade on the Ecotech and MP40s. I'm still not so sure what I'm going to do regarding adding the other MP40, but the flow I think for me is enough. I've already dropped food and I seen how the pattern goes behind it, behind the wall. It hits this glass here and it returns back and it does the same motion. So if I was to add another one, it's almost the same thing. If anything, if I want to make something a little bit more different, I'll probably put an MP40 in the back, or another wave maker that I have, just clean it and put it in the back and make like sort of like a vortex, or sort of like a little movement here where it's going to give you different type of patterns when it comes to the flow. The corals and the fish, of course, they look happy. The colors on the fish are nice. The corals, some of them are doing good, except that torch. I just increased the intensity of my light from 40 to 50, increased the flow. So I don't know why it's like that, unless that algae blenny mess with it, but we'll see. I'll keep a close eye on it. But the cores are doing good. Before I upgraded, my gonnies weren't opening up anymore. I have them on the floor, on the bottom of the tank. As you guys can see, they haven't been opening up. Some of them have. So we'll see how they will react to this change. All the mushrooms are doing good. The Discosomas, the Sunkiss, Redactus, the Jawbreakers, hairy mushrooms, torches are doing good. Green star polyps are doing good. The hammers, they're all doing good as well. They're the ones that are doing good, except this guy right here. Next to the base, I seem like this little, I don't know how you call this little critter, Leptis or Leptis. They look sort of like snails. I'll show you guys in a little bit. So I saw it at the base, so I think it was eating it, and this thing was basically not opening up, and I seen some of its flesh exposed. But I mean, after 2 days, you know, it's starting to look at its normal self. One reason why I upgraded, because I knew my flow was horrible. My Digitata was dying, and so these two SPS in the back, and I knew my lighting was decent. The flow was horrible. That's why I upgraded. So we'll see. I'm gonna give you guys a quick update, or an update within a month or so, regarding, or throughout the lifespan of this channel. I'm gonna just give you guys updates whenever I upload a video regarding this Digitata. Let's see if it's able to recover. The SPS here, they're doing good. I've noticed that before, the tips, they were browned. Again, the flow was horrible, but after installing the MP40, the brown slime went away. Now the tips are white. So I mean, that could indicate that the coral is residing, or it is growing. So we'll see how it goes from there. I forgot, I don't know if this is a stylo, what type of coral it is, but you know, it's doing good. And the Akins, I moved them here since they prefer a little bit more like a lower par and lower flow. So they are here and they're doing good. So we have a rainbow Akin, and then we have this Akin here, which is a orange green. So it's doing good. One thing I actually did recently was I shut down my little 20-gallon Innovator Marine drop-off tank where I had my gold nugget maroon clownfish. That tank went through a lot. It didn't have no sand substrate, so you know, the parameters, the water chemistry was all over the place. I started to have cyanobacteria, some diatoms, dinoflagellants, and you know, I killed a bunch of corals. The mushrooms, like these sunkins, they lost their bounds, and yeah, I just decided to shut that tank down. It was nasty, had a bunch of algae. And I put the corals here like a couple of days ago. They're doing good. They're opening up. I got these Discosomas from there with Superman mushroom. I actually put my Blastos right here too in the shade. We'll see how it does. I actually added this piece of rock, which shows that it has a little bit of dinoflagellants, or sort of like a cyanobacteria. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I don't think that's gonna infect the tank because of the flow. As long as you have a good flow, you shouldn't be having issues like that. So what else is new? Of course, since I shut down the tank, I added the gold nugget maroon, one of my favorite clownfish. As you can see, he's in the back. Before, he was in this tank with the Alcelaris black storm clownfish, and they never fought. They always leave each other alone. But I guess after months of them not seeing each other, probably forgot who they were. When I introduced the gold nugget, they started to fight. So yeah, they were basically gonna kill each other just like betas do. And I decided to catch one of them. The easiest one was the black storm. It's in this box. Now I'm super undecisive on what I'm going to do. Either keep the black storm or keep the gold nugget maroon. So we'll see how what we do there. And then the scape looks nice, guys. I'm thinking of adding another rock, so it's gonna be like the other one. So it's gonna be from right here all the way up. That way it allows me to add more SPS there. And I'm gonna just keep the SPS here on top, because of course they're gonna grow. And then put some SPS on this side. Some probably Monty, something simple. I want to start with the easiest things. So yeah, that's it. That's the update on this tank. I know that I'm a bad reefer. I've never tested my parameters when it comes to alkalinity, nitrates, phosphates, calciums, and all that thing. All I test are the salinity because it's so easy. That's the only thing I test is the salinity. That's it, and that's because I'm doing water changes and I want to match it. But to test like all the parameters in the water, I don't do that. So that's something I need to do, because I know that in the future, once my corals do good and start growing, I'm going to need to start dosing. So yeah. So another things that I need to get is a dosing equipment, test equipment, which those are first. I also recently joined a forum that is locally here where I live. It's called Bay Area Reefers. Nice group, nice forum. I really enjoy all the information that's been given to me from all the local reefers there. So yeah, we have J-Bow return pumps. I'm gonna keep it. I was thinking of getting like a Ecotech or Red Seas, but hey, if it's not broken, why fix it? I was thinking of getting a Red Sea skimmer. I have the Simplicity. It's a great skimmer too. If it's not broken, why fix it, guys? So I'm gonna leave the skimmer, the return pump there. I'm probably gonna buy another return pump just in case something ever happens. I have a spare. But yeah, tank's doing good. I'm happy with it. I haven't grown algae like I did with the hydras and the aqua eliminations, because intensity there was different. So it was a little bit more high. So it's been like a week and I hardly grow any type of algae. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, guys, and till next time, I am out. And wait, if you like this video, you're welcome to hit the subscribe, comment down below, like this video, and I'm gonna show you guys a clip how this tank looked before I upgraded the lights and the wave pump. Till next time, I am out. Peace. you.